Let's start off by talking about last night's debate. Well, sort of. If you've been listening to The Spin, you're probably hearing a lot about Romney's rage, Obama's obfuscations, and about the latest trends on Twitter, like binders full of women. But what almost no one is talking about is the fact that a presidential candidate and her vice presidential running mate were actually arrested outside of the debate. Jill Stein and Cheri Honkala of the Green Party spoke about what they see as a corrupt political system, and later were taken into custody for blocking traffic. Take a look.
We think that democracy starts today with opening up the debates for every single political party in the United States of America to be a part of the debate system, not just corporate America-sponsored debates.
You're blocking traffic,
We
so you
want to
refuse to move.
practice our First Amendment rights.
Guys,
Thank you.
Remove them, bring them back to the room. Come on, just stand up. Stand up, we'll help you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Watch the flag. Thank you, ladies. Who's part of that? Thank you. Come with us. Just come with us.
Well, we do want to talk more about this. Green Party Vice Presidential nominee Cheri Honkala joins me now to tell me more about what happened yesterday and also what pictures this paints on a larger scale. Cheri, thanks so much for being on the show. Take me back first to that moment. Why were you arrested?
Jill and I had decided to go before the CPD. We wanted to go in. We're on 85% of the ballots in this country, and so we thought it should be up to the American people so that they could listen to us and decide who they wanted to have as their president and their vice president. That democracy was taken away from us, so we wanted to go down and march into the CPD and have our voices be heard.
Tell me a little bit about what happened when you tried to do that.
Well, we went down there. We didn't block traffic. We were at a standstill because we were greeted by tons of officers who did not let us go into the CPD, did not let us talk to somebody from the CPD. And so we were arrested by the police officers, and then we were taken by Secret Service to a secret location, and we were handcuffed to metal chairs for 8 hours, both of our hands, in a very cold warehouse.
Wait, did you say 8 hours?
Yes,
8 hours you were
hours.
held in this warehouse. What was the reasoning for keeping you that long?
I have no idea. I know that Jill and I were there with no other prisoners for about 7 hours, with about 13 officers and about 2 or 3 representatives of the Secret Service. We watched and could see through the separate room, and it just seemed like an absolute waste of taxpayers' dollars. Homeland Security is continuing to be used to preempt the civil liberties of people here in this country, and we really need to be a part of the debates because we don't have the billions of dollars that both the Democrats and the Republicans have. And we've done our homework. It's mathematically possible for Dr. Jill Stein and I to win the presidency, so we should be allowed to be a part of the debates.
Really quick, Cheri, before we talk about some of the bigger issues here, just one final question about, your arrest. What were you charged with, and, are you going to have to face trial?
Yes, we will have to face trial. We were charged with disorderly conduct. I have participated at different times in my life in nonviolent civil disobedience. It became very clear to the both of us that this was very political and that they wanted us to be silenced and to be
We do apologize. We're having a tiny bit of trouble with your audio there, but it looks like it should hold up. Now let's get to some of the things you and Jill were speaking about before you were arrested, about the system in general. Why is it that you think third-party candidates are still kept out of these debates?
Well, first of all, the CPD is sponsored by 10 different corporations. We were happy because we saw that 3 sponsors had pulled out. They were expecting a 4th to pull out. That didn't happen yet, however. And again, Both the Democrats and the Republicans actually represent the 1% in this country, and they know that the issues that Jill and I are speaking to represent the majority of the American people. So they didn't want us on the stage. The debates here are actually like reality television.
So you're saying one of the problems is that this Commission on Presidential Debates is actually, the debates themselves are sponsored by major corporations, and that in itself is an issue, perhaps that speaks to a larger problem?
I think I heard your question. We're having some problems with the sound here as well. But Jill and I, we speak to the 99% in this country. We have a program that's about eliminating student debt. It's about taking money out of politics. It's about making sure that everybody has access to a job. It's about ending climate change, and it's about greening America.
In terms of what happened yesterday, we noticed that very few people have covered your arrests. ABC had a blurb on their political blog, CNN's political ticker had something, and then a mention on Fox News' website. But I've seen really nothing on TV and really no larger discussions about third-party candidates being left out really during this entire campaign season. Cheri, why do you think that is?
Well, again, we have a problem with a small number of corporations owning most of our major media outlets here in this country, and we really need outside help from different international media outlets to tell the real story of the American people. We are fighting for democracy here. It doesn't exist. We do not have fair elections. We need election monitors here. And we need help from the international community.
It's so interesting. So often I hear people say that when they go to the polls, they're going to be voting for the candidate that they dislike the least. Just last question for you, Cheri. I mean, what do you think it would mean to have? I mean, obviously, you guys are on the ballot in the majority of places, but not really considered viable candidates. What do you think it would mean if the system changed so that it wasn't always down to the same two parties?
Well, not only would democracy come to America if the American people were able to hear about Jill and I. Again, they're going to have an opportunity to vote for us because we're on 85% of the population can vote for us. But not only people in the U.S. would benefit, but people throughout the entire world, because no longer would we have a foreign policy that would be about bombing and killing people in other parts of the world just for oil and for the 1%. So the international community would benefit as well from our foreign policy, which would be about other countries need to police their own countries, work on their own democracies. We need to bring democracy back here to the United States. We need access to the media, and we need fair elections and fair debates.
All right, Green Party Vice Presidential nominee Cheri Honkala, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thanks, Christine.